Amazon, TikTok, Canva, Meta. I didn't have referrals. I didn't game the system either. I just had this resume. So if you're applying to jobs and hearing nothing back, this video is going to change how you write your resume. Before I walk you through the resume, I think it's important to share a little bit about my background because over the 5 years of being in tech, I've learned from trial and error. But also, I'm bringing what I learned working at UC Berkeley, helping other students, whether they were new to tech or finding a more senior position within the tech space. I saw some of the best applicants come through, working at top FAANG companies like Twitter back in the day, also known as X. Companies like Microsoft, Snowflake, Reddit, even those that went on to working at the 9/11 Memorial. I've learned the tips and tricks that they've applied to the resume. I myself didn't come from a top tier university and honestly didn't have all the referrals for every job that I applied to. I, like many of you, sat wondering if my job application would make it. With literally a new job comes out and within minutes, 100 people have already applied to it. Like, what? But in some situations, my resume and my LinkedIn made it. So we're here to talk about it. All right, enough talking. Let's get started. Now, if you're a person who likes long, detailed versions of breakdown by breakdown per section, I have a really good video already with another recruiter where we really break down section per section of your resume. So you can check that out right here. All right, so number one is going to be your professional summary. This is kind of like your elevator pitch. For example, mine highlights both technical ability and leadership. Here, you want to summarize 3 to 4 sentences of your experience. Niche if you have one, and something that makes you stand out. I would highly suggest using AI. Put in your job title, and we're going to break down exactly how to do that. And then end with the impact that you give to the business. I'm going to enter an example right here so you can see and play with it. I do suggest copy pasting this prompt into AI. Tell ChatGPT, for example, what your job title is, and then tell it to give you an example for the type of job that you're applying for. Play with it, read it out loud, see what sounds best. You need to connect the tools to outcomes. Now let's talk about the juiciest part of your resume, and that's going to be your experience section. Again, dependent on the job that you're applying to, there's different roles. You really need to make sure that you're showcasing your skills and your credibility to this possible future employer. My biggest suggestion is that one-page resumes usually are the best. Recruiters are reviewing hundreds and hundreds of resumes every day or every week, and they need to be able to see what they need to immediately. So I do suggest having your resume be one page only. So that must bring you to the question, well, what do I do with my other experience? Well, let me answer that for you. What you want to do is go back maybe 3 or 4 jobs, and in each of those jobs, the further down you go, the less bullet points it should have. Your most recent job should have the most bullet points because that shows your impact now, the skills that you have, and why they should consider you for the following role. What skills are you bringing from your previous job into the next one that can help that employer potentially grow? Beep, no, don't do it. Do not list the job duties. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, okay? The reason I'm saying that is because there's so much competition in today's job market that just listing the general job description is not going to get you anywhere. Remember, they're selecting to hire you out of maybe 100 other people, so what skills are you bringing? What did you do? How did you help the business? That goes back to the bullet points with action and an outcome, having a strategic use of metrics, impact, not just duties, and removing anything unnecessary. For example, if I built a system as a product manager or designer or business analyst in this case, I led the redesign of a call center, and with the newly created features, it improved agent resolution time by 42%. That's the type of stat that hiring managers and recruiters are looking for. List any statistics like that, get ready to be asked about it so you can have that story to be able to share with the hiring managers. It really stands out to hiring managers, recruiters, and just general people that are looking at your resume if you're able to provide those type of stats. How did you do that? What did you implement? What features is my call center missing that could be implemented? Those are the cool things that you can start talking about and thinking about. And here's a wild fact that we're going to start with. A study by JobScan found that customized resumes have a 24% chance of getting interviews rather than just the generic ones that list job duties. So yeah, being intentional is an extra. It's effective. Remember that if you get something out of this video. That's why in each of my bullets in my experience section, I made every bullet count. Each of them answer 2 questions. What did I do? And how did I help the business? For example, my role as a business analyst, I was a part of a redesign for a call center. So here's what I put in one of my bullets. I led a redesign that improved agent resolution by 24%. That's the kind of stat that sticks with recruiters. They want to know, how did you do that? Hiring managers want to know, what is their call center missing? What did you implement that could be better, that could help our agent, that could reduce KPIs? Take some time to reflect on things that you've done at your job. List it all out. Use my handy dandy notebook and I go through everything that I've done. You want to start with an action verb, a result such as led, improved. Ask ChatGPT for those action verbs. Ask them for result words. Then copy paste what you have, put it in there, and ask ChatGPT to be able to help you. I'll list a prompt right here just to give you ideas. Now let's talk about resume customization. Hopefully this section helps. Questions, just put it below. Both of them visually mirror the same thing. And you don't have to rewrite your resume for each job, but you do need to tweak your summary, your skills, and project highlights, such as your experience, to mirror what the job description prioritizes. For example, I applied at Canva, grabbed the job description, I put it into ChatGPT, said, I'm a current business analyst / product owner. I want you to turn my job responsibilities to mirror this job application. So here's what I did to land a job at Meta, Canva, and all those other companies. So in the specific example of Canva, there was a position that I found called sales strategist. What I did was I took my resume and my experience section. I copy pasted that along with the job URL link. Applying for this position, please look at the link attached. I'm currently a product owner and a business analyst. Here are my current experience bullet points as my resume. Please help me tailor what the job description is looking for and still highlight my current skill. Now, from that prompt, AI was able to still use my current skills because what I had was good, but mirror what this job description is looking for. And it's really important that when you are looking for a job, I know how easy it is to just go on LinkedIn and click the easy apply, but you don't want to do that. You really want to be intentional about this. You want to take your time. You want to use that exact prompt. So go back, pause the video, go ahead and write out what I said, and you can figure out what works for you best moving forward. But that at least gets you a starting phase. Now, from there, I submitted my application, and literally within a day, and I wouldn't even say within a day, I got a call back. Now, let me tell you all, getting a job interview with Canva blew my mind. Now, that was my dream position. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Now, unfortunately, it didn't move forward because they were looking for somebody technical. But I got the job interview and I stayed in touch with the recruiter. So that at least gets me some hope, some steps ahead, and at least gets you seen. And it gets you listed in the system. And that's what you're aiming. I know it can suck not to get a response or just get passed on by a system. But these are the type of techniques that you need to use and go a little bit of a step further to get that interview. So again, that's the prompt that you want to be able to use when applying for jobs. Tailor, tailor, tailor. Remember, each job application is different, so be intentional about it. So if you were feeling stuck when you were applying to jobs, hopefully these tips help you. What matters is how you tell your story. So that wraps up all of the tips for the resume. But if you enjoyed this, in the meanwhile, I do suggest checking out my career newsletter below. I do bi-monthly newsletters. You'll receive career tips, advice, just things happening in the tech space. And in that newsletter, there is one person who wins either a LinkedIn or a resume review. That comes to your choice. Now, with that being said, see you all on the next one.